Peace, family. Welcome to the Pro Black Perspective on KWAZ Radio. I'm going to speak with you today about the three major shortcomings of Amos Wilson, Malcolm X, and Neely Fuller Jr. The reason I'm doing this is because I put a thread out on Twitter where I had to put together the reality of what is going on in the quote unquote black conscious community in America, particularly, and how at least three main, streams of thought are holding us back from doing what we need to do. So I'm going to just read the thread. I'll show you images of what I'm writing, and maybe I'll explain a little more as I read it, right? But let's first go to the first part where I say, look, actually, let's go to the context. The context is, at one point I said, I'm not Amos's biggest fan. But one thing he said reminds me so much of Twitter. He said, we'll tell the white man how great we were in the past, and white man will say, yes, you were great. Now into the gas chamber. Now go into the gas chamber. And I used to stress over this chamber, but I gotta save myself, right? And I wrote this. And my brother, the son at midnight, he said, sounds similar to Neely Fuller. I know he's not your favorite either, but he said, we holler how great we are, but we at the bottom of the slave ship called America, right? And these two brothers, Neely Fuller, Amos Wilson, what they do is they tell you something, like they say some good stuff, they say some witty stuff, and that's great and fine, and I mean, like, you add Malcolm to that. Malcolm always saying something witty, wit is good, but it's kind of like my issue with my greatest issue with, let's say, Amos Wilson, right, is that it's like almost like always there's something ironic in what he's saying, so it's not, so like, for instance, with Neely Fuller, he on the bottom of the slave ship too, Amos Wilson was technically led to the gas chamber as well. I mean, I know some people, like a lot of people, don't know how he died. Some would reason that he was murdered. Amos Wilson was murdered, and not like, classic, oh, we shot you or we killed you. More like he was admitted to a hospital for something, and he died for something. Like he like it was kind of like how Khalid Muhammad, passed away. But that's the whole thing. It's like, if you're saying, like for me right now, you see, I'm saying, look, okay, let's say the white man's going to lead us to a gas chamber, or he's going to lead black people in America to a gas chamber. So my thing is, I want to get out. I'm not just going to tell you, oh yeah, America's going to a gas chamber. And I mean, like, you might say, but my dude, you sitting in America. It's like, yeah, I don't have the stacks. I'm not like I said, I'm not an international personality. I'm gonna say that later, but I'm not an international personality. So obviously, I can't just, I don't have that kind of, bank. I don't have that kind of, hey, come stay with me kind of thing, right? But I mean, Amos did. And then, like, to die in a hospital, it's like, that's the contradiction. That's the irony, If there's a gas chamber ahead of you, right? Or if you on a slave ship, then get out. If you're on the bottom of the slave ship, then what are you still doing in that ship if you can't move? That's the question. If you headed to a gas chamber, and I mean, like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's almost like they literally gassed Amos. It's like they literally gassed him, and yet we here sitting down reading him and saying, "Man, that was witty." Like, no, it's not witty if you don't put action behind it. I mean, my thing is this, and the reason why I bring up these three, and not really Neely so much, but it's because I was misinfluenced by them too. So I spend a good deal of time, believing that their method and their mode was effective, and because of that, that's like partly the reason why I stayed in America. You know what I'm saying? Like part of the reason why I stayed in America, mostly because of Nat Turner, to be honest. You know, like Nat Turner said, his father, uh, ran away to Africa, and then when he tried to run, he was stopped, and he said, "Look, I gotta stay and save my people." So I was like, "Look, I'm gonna stay in America and save my people." But now I'm just like, "Yo, I mean, after but that was Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going back, 100 years, right? 100 years after that, I should have, if I'm looking at Amos and he's supposed to be telling me get out of America, Neely Fuller, get out of America, Malcolm X, get out of America. But they don't say that. They stay in America and they're killed in America. Well, not Neely Fuller, but because Neely Fuller's whack, but but and I mean I don't want him to I don't want that on him. But what I'm saying is like Malcolm and Amos, they're killed in America, you know. But notwithstanding that, like that's what they're doing. So here's what I said about my problem with the quote unquote big three theorists from America, which is Malcolm, Amos, and Neely. And it's the three things that I think they're doing that we'd be better off not doing, right? And one is that they give white folk too much credit. I've never seen like anybody, and this is kind of more. This is based off of what they say, but also based off of what, let's say, their disciples say. You know what I'm saying? But like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, this is something that we do generally speaking, but it's partially because we looking back on these folk and saying, well, look, they did it. Because I tell you, sometimes I'll be engaging some brothers or sisters or whatever, and they'd be like, well, the way how and they'd be like, oh, Amos Wilson said, or Neely Fuller Jr. Well, and you're like, yo, my dude, like, can't you think for yourself for a second? And the thing is that like a lot of us are not thinking for ourselves, and we see this with hashtag ADOS. We are not thinking for ourselves, right? And because we're not thinking for ourselves, we need people who are thinking to be doing the thinking for us. Because right now you got people parroting Tariq Nasheed, you got people parroting so on and so forth, and you might be like, well, some people might say, well, look, Amos Wilson's better than Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, well, no, yeah, okay, Imhotep, that's true, but that don't mean that like I'm gonna give you the three things. Giving white folk too much credit, that's not a good thing, And Tariq Nasheed does the same thing. Listen, give license to speak down on black folk. Guess what? Tariq Nasheed does the same thing. Tariq Nasheed always speaking down on black folk. Matter of fact, I had this friend. Let me just go to the third one. Promote American vanguardism. Guess what? Tariq Nasheed does the same thing. Now, I'm gonna give you this, right? There's this debate that Tariq Nasheed had with a white boy. Okay, he had with a white boy, and I tell you, man, it was disturbing to see, because see, Tariq Nasheed come from Francis Cress Welsing school. Okay, Francis Cress Welsing. I mean, he's a really terrible example of it. But the thing is, Francis Cress Welsing comes from Neely Fuller Jr. School. Okay, so Tariq Nasheed, if you critique Nasheed, but you cool with Malcolm, Amos, and Neely, there's a disconnect. It's what's it called? There's some mental thing that goes on where it's like, oh, cognitive dissonance. There's some cognitive dissonance if you just like, yeah, man, I like Amos, but I can't stand Tariq Nasheed. No, because they're doing the same thing. Tariq just making money off of it. He's just making bank off of it. But they're doing the same thing, giving white folk too much credit. Go back to that debate. You should check out the debate. I mean, if you like to see, this ridiculousness. But here's this white boy. He's talking to Tariq Nasheed, right? And Tariq Nasheed's like, man, everything the white man does, white supremacy, white people rule the world, white people are the best, white people are this, white people, they just run everything. And the white boy's like, okay, so the U.S. is in debt to China because white people are these master white supremacists. Like, he's confused. Like, this white boy is literally sitting down like, I'm just puzzled. You're telling me that I just run the planet or something? And the white boy is like, And she's like, "Yep, yes, you do. You the white supremacy. You white supremacists." But the thing is this: that's what these folk do. So I'm gonna actually go down the list. And I mean, like I said, speaking, I'll give you give license to speak down to black folk just as an example. I had a friend. I was like, "Yo," because I saw the first Hidden Colors, you know, maybe twice because I was showing it to, I mean, I'm a complicated individual. I was, I mean, I think they crap documentaries, but once upon a time, this, I tried out what you call documentary and chill. You know what I'm saying? Before Netflix came out, back in the days, I, only would put a documentary on and see how far you can go. The Hidden Colors didn't work, but I mean, it was just one of those documentaries I had. But it just reminded me because apparently that was like one of my first dates was looking at John Henry Clark. Uh, I mean, that sounds kind of pause, right? No, A Great and Mighty Walk. I was watching A Great and Mighty Walk. But it's like a good excuse to go to a woman's house. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, I want to show you a documentary. I got the DVD. Only thing is that, like, I shouldn't even tangent, but what happened was with this sister, the first sister, I went to a place and she had like a whole family there. You know what I'm saying? like dudes watching the show with us. I think they was even smoking. I was like, okay. And then the other sister, like she had like a picture of like I went to her mom's place. And her mom's was there, and she had and her mom had, and like this woman like was messing with some like she married, she divorced a white boy. So that was like already like I ain't even like I was more like trying to be like take something like watch a documentary, and then but I was in her house. I got to go into her house, and I saw a bunch of white sculptures and all that kind of stuff, and like white things. And I'm like, yo, because if you read, I know this is a little tangent, but if you read uh, Message to the People, Marcus Garvey tells you that don't put that white stuff in your house because when you do that, your children will likely try to, go white. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's what the sister did. She went white, and it's like you got to go back on her moms for that. But and like again, like I said, promote American vanguardism. This whole ADOS thing is pretty much America's the frontier struggle, or America's the struggle, and it's like it ain't even a struggle. I'm not look, real talk. I'm not going like I don't see black folk getting reparations, and if y'all did, like a cash check, I don't see it. But if y'all did, uh, what are you gonna do with it? Like real talk, like it don't even make any sense. You in America, like you are in America, so it's just like it's just like you don't understand what that means because again, you got theorists that are not giving you the full analysis of what it means to be in America. Like if you're in America and you don't have access to ships, to airplanes, to boats, you can't make foreign imports without going through American channels legally. And if you do it illegally on a wide scale, like America has legit reason to crush you. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that I'm saying. Like for me, this is like basic. This is basic. Again, I mean, for those you don't know, I'm only to say. I mean, how you don't know? But I'm only to say. Some people say, right? I wrote the Book of Power. Okay, you read that book, you get the firm analysis, you get the aspect, you get the reality that even like buying black in America don't make much sense because again, when you're in a nation, you and the government have to interact and to engage in some way. You understand? Like when you in a nation, you engage that government, and if that government is hostile to you, if that government just gave you a check, or if that government don't give you a check, whatever it is, like that's how you don't even get it. If one of y'all said, you know what, Oni, I'm gonna give you this amount of money, right? The U.S. government's gonna look at it and say, look, give me some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gave me a significant amount of money, the U.S. government is gonna say, give me some of that. Unless you do it like cash. I mean, if you do it in cash, if I start spending some money, even though I'm not even on that like paper like that, even if I'm not on the books like that, the U.S. government's like, yo, hand me some of that. Okay? Or like, yo, how you bought this? You know, like if I'm driving around in a car, fancy car, they're gonna say, how you bought this? And you know this. I ain't even going but anyway, let me go into this list, right? So the first one, I say, look, I never liked how Malcolm would debate white folk. Okay, it was fine up to a point, but he never came off as genuinely anti-white. Even in his book, there's a passage that makes you hope Alex Haley was an agent. Neely and Amos, however, give whites this unsurpassed intellect. So I'm going to go into what Malcolm wrote in the autobiography of Malcolm X, because I read this like 10 years ago or something, and I was just like, yo, what am I reading? And this was like 10 years ago. But I come online and I'm just like, yo, everybody they love Malcolm, they love Amos, they love Neely, and it's like, whoa, because my thing is that I know white folk, not in any uh intimate way, not in any kind of personal, but I've passed by, I've seen them. You know what I'm saying? I've been to school with them. They's not that smart. But and the thing is that I don't I understand, I could look at this passage today and be like, okay, kinda, but not really. Not how Malcolm does it. So I'm gonna show you what Alex Haley wrote in the autobiography of Malcolm X. And my thing is this: maybe he just flubbed it. Maybe he just made it up. Maybe he's an agent. But I don't think so. If you look at Malcolm's life, you know what? This could be a genuine moment for Malcolm. But here it goes. It says, from Malcolm X himself, I had seen or heard a few unusual things which had caused me some little private wonder and speculation, and then, with nothing to hang them onto, I had dismissed them. One day in his car, we had stopped for the red light at an intersection. Another car with a white man driving had stopped alongside, and when this white man saw Malcolm X, he instantly called across to him, I don't blame your people for turning to you. If I were a Negro, I'd follow you too. Keep up the fight. Malcolm X said to the man very sincerely, I wish I could have a white chapter of the people I meet like you. The light changed, and as both cars drove on, Malcolm X quickly said to me, firmly, not only don't write that, never repeat it. Mr. Muhammad would have a fit. The significant thing about the incident, I later reflected, was that it was the first time I had ever heard him speak of Elijah Muhammad with anything less than reverence, right? So I mean, Alex Haley, I guess he missed the mark. He's like, what? He doesn't revere Elijah Muhammad? Crazy, right? But the real thing is, you wish you had a chapter for white folk? What? And it just goes on. He writes back from Mecca, and he's like, shoot, man, these white people aren't that bad. I mean, I just think it's the American white man. And sure, the American white man ain't shit. Everybody know that. But that's the confusion. Cause I'm telling you, I read this thing, I was confused too for a long time. When I was younger, I think I was 20. I was like, I don't want to support, cause I was on that leftist socialist, something. I was thinking, I don't like American imperialism. I don't like American, racist, blah blah blah. I flew. I had to go. I visited family in the UK because, like I said, my parents are from Jamaica. I'm maroon, right? Represent, right? Or my grandfather maroon. Both sides, right? But anyway, but my grandfathers are maroons, right? But what I'm saying is this. You might say, yeah, it's yeah. So I got family in the UK because my family from Jamaica. Jamaica's colonized by England, blah blah blah, right? So I go to visit them, and then what I do is I say, look, I'm looking for I was looking to, for let's say some sort of sports. I'm just going, throw you off so I don't give too many hints. But let's say I was interested in playing. I know I don't know too many sports, right? I'm just like this, all right. Let's say I'm interested in playing. Let's say I'm interested in playing basketball. All right. Let's say I'm interested in playing basketball, right? Instead of supporting, Spalding or whatever, right? Oh, I know sports, right? All right. Instead of supporting Spalding, which is the the company that makes basketballs here in America, I'm guessing, right? I said, look, I'm gonna go all the way down to the UK. If I want a basketball, I'm gonna go to the UK, and I'm gonna order a UK brand basketball. Okay? I'm going to order a UK brand basketball so I don't support white imperialism. You know how stupid that is? But a part of that stupidity is that I'm engaging in uh, underdeveloped uh, Pan African nationalist tradition, that is being led by these big three: Malcolm, Amos, and Neely. You understand? Because we're in this sort of tradition now, right? A lot of us are saying and doing stupid things and not realizing that it comes back to the intellectual training or mistraining that we have, the intellectual miseducation that we are imposing on ourselves. I'm telling you, I engaged a brother uh, the other day. You saw that other podcast. I wrote the other. I mean, the other podcast was there where I had to engage this brother on, well, are white people, psychopathic, or are they in their self interest? And it's like the dude could not see how invading another country was in a country's self interest if if they gain economic independence from it, or they gain another resource from it. It's like the dude couldn't see that, and yet he's like he told me from his own mouth. I watched everything that Amos Wilson has. I'm Amos Wilson's biggest fan. How you can't understand how war could be self-interested, And then he even sent me something I couldn't even understand it. But Amos Wilson was, I think he said, "Oh yeah, white people are kind of psychopathic." Like there's no critical depth to it. There's no critical depth to it. But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, when Malcolm was in two-way anti-white, like that throws everybody off. Okay. When Malcolm, and then and I'm not even mentioning how Malcolm was like, yeah, I could mess with the Arab religion, like, whoa, pause, right? And I tell you, that throws everybody off, you know. But you go to Neely and Amos, like I said, they give whites this unsurpassed intellect, right? Now I go to the next point. I say, look, I find this abysmal because at least with me, right, I never looked at white people as intelligent, not individually, right? And I mean, I could say that only in high school did I think maybe white people had some sort of intelligence, but in that capacity, I said to myself, I'm going to like I would personally want to surpass them, and at some point I did, but the point being that I mean, or at least I wrote I did, at least I thought I did, I wrote I did, whatever, but the whole thing to say this that uh like I can't mess with that. I mean, if you open, because the thing is that I can't even read these people anymore. Like I can't like Malcolm I could still mess with, real talk. Because Malcolm, but even if you read Malcolm, if you really engage Malcolm, you see that he's kind of like you could see that he's not really anti-white. That he's not like I mean, just look at the interview with him and the CIA agent. Okay, when you read that interview and he's like, yeah, black people don't know how to keep their houses straight, and if we would just clean up after ourselves, we'd be better neighbors for white folk. It was like, what the like I can't even, but I mean, I say all this, and I mean, like, I'm trying not to say too much. I'm not trying to diverge too much on the script. I mean, I know only three people listening, so yeah, you get what I'm saying. So I never looked at white people as too intelligent, not individually, right? And I said I see it more as Kwame Ture saw them, organized. Now, however, I see it more as white people are now. This is the thing. Now I see it more as white people are nationalized and we aren't. And I say this actually touches on the next point, but here's the thing. So it's like, even when you engage Kwame Ture, because a good brother, he said he kind of took issue with this thread, and he was like, but he's one of those people that say organize, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at my newsletter, right, African Blood Siblings, right, you look at it and you read through the papers, I might have said organized, like organize. I might have said that I want to say at least 1,000 times. Okay, I mean, I got 400 articles. A lot of them is about black people need to organize, black people need to blah 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 blah, right? But again, like I said, this is where we have to get out of. I mean, here's what I'm going to tell. Like, here's what I think. I think we in an echo chamber, right? With the voices of Malcolm, Amos, and Neely just echoing back and forth against each other. Like with Malcolm, you gonna always hear black folk, man, but religion's not that important. Let's just leave it in the back. With Amos, you gonna hear, well, man, black folk are kind of psychopathic. We're psychopathic and we gotta have psychology and blah blah blah. But nearly full, you're gonna hear, oh yeah, white supremacy. We see because the white supremacists and the racists, blah blah blah. And it's and that's all you're gonna hear. But what you need to hear, and then with commentary, you hear organized, but like organized is not accurate. Again, like I said, you in a nation, right? If you're in a nation, what you need to do is you need to nationalize. And the thing is this, true, like if you pay attention to global politics, you hear white folks saying, oh man, don't nationalize those resources, or they invaded that country because they tried to nationalize those resources, or blah, 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 right? But you don't hear black folk, you hear black folk, oh man, we need to organize. Too bad we ain't organized. And it's like, come on. Like you echoing something that don't even make any sense anymore. Like it don't even make any sense anymore. Anyway, but yeah, I didn't really go too much in how they go on about intellect. Oh yeah, so here's one of the issues that I have with Amos. Matter of fact, so because most people probably just listening because they like Amos. What's wrong with Amos, right? Uh, I vaguely recall like trying to listen to his speeches one day, and he's like, here's the Asian educational system. The Asians, they have such good math, and their math scores are this, and their reading levels are this, and here's the black educational, and it's like, what the, like, why are you comparing the two? And it's like, why are you comparing the two? And like I said, it goes back to this next issue where I just all caps, the shit on black folk, but it's like you, it's like, and here's the thing that I expose in the Book of Power, right? And I say, look, the reality is this. Here's the trouble with us as a people, okay? We don't have any damn schools. When you don't have a school, when you're not educating yourself, you're not going to do as well as the people who are educating themselves, period. The whole idea that you're going to complain about black reading levels, or compare them to Chinese math levels, and how the Chinese, I think he was like, the Chinese clean up their own schools, the Chinese, the Japanese, or the Japanese, the Chinese, I don't know, but the Chinese clean up their schools, the Chinese, the Chinese kids stay an extra hour, and that extra hour of schooling makes them do better. No, what that is, and it's, what I'm saying is that that's so misleading, because it's not the fact that they have an extra hour, it's the fact that they have their own damn school. And unless you don't have your own damn school, how do you expect to compare to somebody who does? Like, how? And it's like a simple solution, but when you hear it from the big three, I'm gonna call these guys the big three. So the big three, just for shorthand, is Malcolm, Amos, and Neely. When you hear it from them, you hear every other thing under the sun. Okay, and just give you an example. Booker T. Washington, right? He makes a school, and then suddenly black folk, he's like, he teaches them how to clean they houses, clean their homes, clean their communities, clean, just keep clean their bodies. He teaches them that, and all the students graduate, and he tells them, show your community how to do this. And yeah, the communities where these people graduate and go into are doing better than the other communities that don't have a black school. You don't compare, but here's what Amos Wilson, Neely Fuller, and Malcolm would do. They would look at black folk who don't have any schooling, who don't have any black schooling, and be like, look how crappy we are. Look at this. Look at this. Look at our test scores. Look at our math scores. Of course you're gonna have, like, you're supposed to be like, yo, hold on a second. I need to build something for these young people. I'm supposed to build institutions for these people, not shit on them. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like here's number two. I said these three and those that study them shit on black folk. It's insane. I get that we're not in the best shape, but if someone isn't calling us a house Negro, from Malcolm, right? Or and sometimes y'all use the worst word, right? But anyway, or saying stay away from our people and how we aren't constructive, Neely, or how we lost our minds, Amos. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that's a sentence that ain't even a full sentence, but but that's what I'm saying. Like we like they shit on black. Like what are you comparing the math scores of black people in America to Chinese people for? Like, what are you doing that for? Like, I can't engage it because it's like, I mean, when I was younger, I was like, why are you even comparing this? That doesn't even make any sense. Because I was in that victim mentality too, that they push, right? Which is, oh man, we're such a victim. So I was at the time, I was like, ew, how could you do that? Oh my gosh, why are you blaming us? Blah blah blah. But then I realized, you know what? Real talk. Like, if I didn't go to, I mean, unfortunately, I went to this white boys university, whatever. But if I didn't go to this white boys university, I probably wouldn't be as good at. I probably wouldn't be as informed on I guess I already told y'all astrophysics as I am today. Okay, I probably wouldn't be as informed on astrophysics as I am today. All right. That is to say that getting that education, like having some sort of education, advances you on an intellectual level. Okay, advances you on an intellectual level, but it's more fundamental for you to have that kind of education from an authentic African source. Okay, it's important for you to have that, and if you don't have that, then then you can't compare apples and oranges. You can't compare America's underclass with China's upper class. Okay, you can't compare America's underclass with Nigeria's upper class. You understand? And this is all we ever do, because we can't fathom that if you're black in America, or even if you're black anywhere in this world, right, and you belong to an underclass, right, where education is scarce, where where you being able at math isn't really that important in your social strata. If that is the case, then why are you being compared to somebody who is, so who's bound to be, or who is being groomed to be an engineer? Like, where does that make sense? It don't even add up. Like if you're not grooming our people into something, then shut the fuck up. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm just saying you in general, not the ancestors or the elders. But I'm just saying, maybe I should delete that, right? Now I'm just stressing. I like saying maybe I should delete that, and I don't. All right, but but what I'm saying is that, and I mean, just try to grasp what I'm saying to you, right? I can't, like with Malcolm, he gets a pass. He gets a pass because he was running an organization. He was running an organization, and and the pass is, I mean, he wasn't running it. He was just a spokesman for the organization. So he gets a kind of a pass, you know. It was also witty how he did it, but at the same time, like I said, like you as somebody listening to them, because like I said, those who study them, like don't study somebody in order to shit on black folk. Don't take that away as a conclusion. You know, you have to say to yourself, and that's why I give you a book. I gave you a book so that you could read something that says, you know what, I actually need to go build a school. Cause this is what a sister told me. She said, I don't aim to make you feel good. Like all the other people make you feel like they want you to feel good. You know. Some of y'all, y'all be like, oh, you're a house Negro and I'm a field Negro. Negro, you ain't no field Negro. You know what I'm saying? And first off, even if you was, like I said, I'm a Maroon. Like real talk, lineage. Hashtag lineage matters. Like I'm a Maroon. I don't care about what y'all think y'all doing on the plantation. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Or with Neely, stay away from black folk, and if they aren't constructive. Like you, like, bruh, you ain't like what you construct, my dude. Like, what are y'all constructing? Like only thing I know from Neely, like Neely Fuller was the first person to just like irked me. Like real talk, I can't even say nothing good about him. Uh, but it's like, cause he like taught his people to just ask questions, and that's so stupid. Like if you engage a Fullerite, you'd be like, man, the white man, he's blah blah, and they're like, what is the white man? You're like, shut up, man, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude, man. Do me a favor, please. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Sure. All right. I'm not trying to be too loud. All right. And then Amos, oh man, you lost your minds. You guys lost your minds. Like, no, y'all lost your mind. Like how? Like my thing is, if you so sane, what are you doing? Like, and I'm not talking about Amos, but it is kind of about Amos though. Like, if you so sane, what are you doing in America? Like, where that even makes sense? Like, if you listening to Amos, you like, yo, this is the brother that should be like in Africa, and then he's in America, and it's like I don't even know. Like, if you ask people whether he visited Africa, a lot of people don't even know if he did. And he's an international speaker. A lot of people don't even know whether if he even visited Africa. And I mean, some of y'all might be like, well, yeah, I mean, maybe he. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Again, I'm not even like I can't even listen to these folk for too long. I mean, Malcolm, he's alright. Like Malcolm, I like Malcolm. Because he's a man with integrity, even if he's like, he's a man with integrity. I mean, Amos, Neely. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't have integrity, but uh, like I can't really mess with Neely. I can't read him because he's just white people are just these like superhuman, and it's like pause on that, right? Amos, like I feel like Amos just like contradicts himself back and front. Like if you listen to Amos and you say like it's like do as I say, not as I do, and like that's what I don't like about America. Like when I was younger, I ain't mess with America. Period. I mean, like I mess with America like by living here, but like that's about it. But like I ain't mess with America because it was like somebody said, I think it was a white person said it too, but like it's in America's motto was like do as I say, not as I do, and it's like that's the whole thing. It's like with Amos, it's like that's all it is, you know. Uh, that's all it is. It's like yo, man, the white man, you must have lost your mind. It's like, or he'd be like, I'm telling you, man, you gotta look into because I had to like there was this one speech of Amos that I just couldn't even recopy. Like I decided to like analyze and like I do a critical analysis on ancestral works. And I mean, Amos Wilson is considered the best of these three for some reason. I honestly think it'd be Malcolm because if you if you really mess with Malcolm, like if you really read Malcolm, you'll see he's actually like he's a genuine he's a good guy. But I wouldn't put him into the canon or whatever. But I would not say I wouldn't put him in the canon, but he's good people. Like he if you like witticisms, like he started it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I think you got me right. Let me go to this next one. So it's like it's not like and it's not like saying it once or twice isn't all right. Yeah, so I'm saying if you want to shit on black folk once or twice, that's all right. It's not like saying it once or twice isn't all right. But it's like their whole shtick. You know, I knew some Wilsonites who just spent all their time talking about how black people lost their minds. And that wasn't enough for them. No, there are tons of excellent black folk. And no, sorry, and that was enough for them. So I know black folk, like there's tons of black folk I know, right? Who claim to be Wilsonites, right? And all they do is talk crap about black folk. And that's enough. That's all they do. That's all like it's like a hating. It's like a hate group. Like that's all they do, just hate on folk. And it's like that's it. That's the extent of their activity. You know? But I'm saying, look, there are tons of excellent black folk out there. So instead of talking crap about the ones that you want to talk crap about for some reason, even though you ain't even all that, right? But because there are tons of excellent black folk, and you listening to one right now, if you actually made it this far, but right, my little rant. But like, just work with them. Like, it ain't even complicated. If you Like that's all it's supposed to be. You're supposed to just work with the people who who are workable. That's it. And so I go back to this next. I go to this next one, and I say the ancients said, "Leave those in error who love their error." You know, and I'm saying Neely is technically right. He's technically right. You know, uh, just work with the constructive people. Like, don't even worry about destructive black folk, pretty much, right? But I'm saying that's a quick sentence. Then work with those who you can. It ain't no whole, oh man, black folk, black. I mean, like if you listen to, you tune in Nearly, yeah, you see the problem with black folk and black folk, man. If you're not listening to, if you're not searching your booty, if you're not blah blah blah. And I mean, it's the same thing with Amos. Real talk. Y'all. Amos just goes in on Amos. I'm saying Amos contradiction, irony. He just goes in on black nationalists. He'd be like, well, yeah, you wearing a kente cloth and you think you some sort of like what, my dude? Or like I said, the first thing I was pointing out, you're gonna say how great you were, and then you go into the gas chamber, like, but that's what you do, like you know what I'm saying, like what? Anyway, let me go. Those who can. When it comes to these theorists, especially with their disciples, it's full stop. I did something great by saying I'm woke. Like that's the whole thing. Like these people and their disciples. Their disciples are like, yo, I'm woke. I'm a field Negro. I'm a constructive black man. I ask questions. I'm trying to replace white supremacy with justice. Oh man, black folk have some psychological problems. We need to, if black people just woke up, if black people were awake, I'm a conscious African. I'm red, black, and green. Like, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, you ain't even, like, full stop. Like, pause. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So I'm going to go to the third one. So this is probably the worst, right? But the focus on America and America's racial point of view is insane. And this is what Amos and all of them do, right? Amos, Malcolm, and Neely. They really focus on America and America's racial point of view, right? So the continent has so many excellent ancestors, right? Like they have so many. Like it's not even like Nyere, and Nkrumah. You go to the diaspora too. Maurice Bishop, Marcus Garvey. Uh, you know, I mean, I just want to tell you the people in my book, really. Affiong, Dessalines. Just go on, right? The trouble is this: we're intellectually trapped in America. Oh yeah, so I said the continent has so many excellent ancestors, but it's like we're intellectually trapped in America, and worse, think that America is where we can make a real change. Now, if you go to the greats in America, right? So I'm gonna say that there's like if you go to America, if you want to talk about the greats in America, I'm gonna tell you the three names you should know: John Edward Bruce, Martin Delany, Chancellor Williams. Okay. Now, if you don't include Chancellor Williams, as far as I know, but if you include Martin Delany and John Edward Bruce, you're going to realize that both of them said, get the fuck out of America. Get out of America. Okay? Both of them said, you know what? America's lost. Okay? So, the three great voices in America. And again, like that's what you don't understand. You listen to Malcolm, Amos, and Neely. Okay? You listen to Malcolm, Amos, and Neely. Okay? And yeah, I admit, you read Chancellor Williams' Destruction of Black Civilization. But you listen to Malcolm, Neely, and Amos. You should be listening to Chancellor. If you talk about America, Chancellor, John Edward Bruce, and Martin Delany. Okay? And what they do is that they tell you, look, it ain't like America ain't it. America is the white man's. And this is something that Marcus Garvey is trying to explain to you. But because you don't you decide to skip Marcus Garvey and go to Malcolm X, go to Amos, and go to Neely, and suddenly you think America isn't the white man's. And that's where you lost. Like I'll tell you, that's what happened with this brother that I was telling you. I was talking to this Wilsonite, and I'm like, yeah, America's the white man's. He's like, no, I'm gonna go by what Amos Wilson thinks. And blah, blah. I was like, what do you like? I can't even with Amos Wilson. I can't even read. Like I can't read Neely Fuller Jr. I can't read Amos Wilson. I could read Malcolm X, right? Because he's a good guy. But Amos Wilson, I was at like chapter I think 42 or 46. I don't remember, but I'm at chapter like 42 of the Blueprint for Black Power, right? And the thing with that book is that that chapter is that I can't even read past like the first paragraph anymore. I just got to that stage, and this is why it's the stage that I think y'all need to get to too, right? And like I said, I got a book gets you to that stage quick, fast, like Ramadan, right? That's Biggie Smalls, by the way. And Biggie Smalls, don't even mess with him. He's yuck. He's yuck, but I like that line, right? Like I said, witticisms, right? But anyway, uh, Amos Wilson says we're as a nation within a nation. Like, get out of here, man. We're not a nation within a nation. A nation is something that has self-governance. It's a body of people that have a self-governance. A population, on the other hand, is a body is a body of people that don't have self-governance. Black people in America are a population in America, not a nation in America. The fact that you even started your analysis with the nation within a nation, like you done lost it, you done messed up. And the thing is that you messing up the thinking of black folk, because I'm telling you, I was there. I was in the intellectual traps of America. I was stuck in the racial point of views of America. And this is why I take issue with these people, because I was there being misinformed and misinfluenced by at least two of these three people. You know? Neely Fuller Jr. I ain't really never messed with because I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. What? Like, I've been more radical than that. Oh, by the way, David Walker's another good brother from America. But just an FYI. All right. So I say, now here's I say, they pose the great irony I'm guilty of as well, which is, if you're looking to build in Africa, then what the are you doing in America? Okay? That's it. If you're looking to build in Africa, what the are you doing in America? Difference for me, however, is I'm no international personality. You see what I'm saying? Like, even Du Bois, and bear in mind, Du Bois is Du Bois is a traitor, a racial traitor. Even Du Bois said, I'll go stay in Africa. Garvey was on his way. Okay? Garvey was on his way to Africa. Okay, if you're looking to build in Africa, what are you doing in America? But not only did these three stay, as well as Carlos A. Cooks. Remember that. Even Carlos A. Cooks stayed in America. And he wasn't even born in America. Like, at least with Malcolm, Amos, Neely, you could be like, okay, y'all were born in America. Makes sense, right? And like me, I was born in America. Makes sense, right? A little bit. Carlos A. Cooks, he wasn't even born in America. He's from Dominican Republic. And or something like that. I don't remember, but I think so, right? And he was like, let's stay in America. And here's the thing: even when they stayed in America, things got worse in America. You see? And for me, that's the crux of the issue. The whole world is watching what these black men are doing, and they are staying in America, hoping for what? And what they're doing is they're giving us false hope, in my opinion. Okay? In my opinion, they're giving us false hope. Why do I say this? Let me see if I can explain this to you. Three stay. Yeah, I'm saying like I said, do as I say, not as I do. If you like, yeah, man, Africa's the frontier, right? I mean, basically what I'm saying is this: like, if you a black nationalist or you a pan-africanist, and somebody says, hey man, you should go and work in Africa, you should go help out in Africa, you should go do blah blah blah, you have the excuse of saying, well, look here, Malcolm X, built something in Africa. I built something in America. Or you can be like, Amos Wilson, he was lecturing from America. Or you can be like, Neely Fuller, cause I remember when I was younger, I was in this whole conscious thing, for a minute, like I said, like over a decade and whatever. And when I was younger, my elders would be like, man, we're in the belly of the beast. We gotta fight them from the belly of the beast, the system said, I think she was like she was in the NOI. She was about Farrakhan and all that junk, So it's like, Farrakhan, derivative of Malcolm. Everything is, like, a lot of people is derivative of Malcolm, real talk. And a lot of that is detracting from the actual matter at hand, which is, if you want a first-class nation in Africa, then get the out of America. Get out. But here's what, I'm going to keep going. I say, look, I do not think relocating to Africa would be easy. Okay, I don't think it would be easy, especially not for some of you. And I just mean, and look, when I talk about relocate, I'm talking about saving your black self. Don't worry about, well, how many people can move. Like, what do you fucking care? You moved your black ass out of the white nations. Just move your black, like, I don't, like, why are you worried about? And that's what I'm saying. Like, these people make you get worried about other people. Why are you sweating other people? Get the fuck out. That's what I plan on doing. I plan on, and I don't know if I'm even have internet when I'm out there. So when I'm gone, when you don't see me, I'm either dead or I'm in Africa, living in Africa, or I'm dead in Africa. Who knows? But the point being, like, I mean, I might have internet when I get down there. I ain't gonna front, but but what I'm saying to you is, don't worry about the next man. Like, that's what they're teaching you to do. Like that's why, that's like one of the driving issues for what's problematic. Like, what's a problem here is the fact that they got you sweating what other people are doing, and it's like what are you sweating them for? Like what are you sweating? Like, because America is going to put them in the gas chamber. Like 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 here's what I'm saying. I go into like, you hear about the stories, police officers just opening motherfuckers, like opening doors, walking in and shooting people in their houses, dead. And you just staying, and you like, yeah, man. Well, is it logistical for all of us to leave? No, it ain't logistical for all of us to leave. You just need to get your black ass on a motherfucking plane somewhere. Okay, you just need to get on a motherfucking boat somehow, and get out of the fucking, like, get out of where they lynching. Like I was just, undercover. You know what I'm saying? Undercover, just minding my business. White folks started talking, and I'm talking about digitally undercover, right? White folks started saying, yeah, man, they still burn crosses and lynch people in northern Florida. You know? And I mean, it ain't just Florida, obviously. But the fact that there's still people in 2019 burning crosses, lynching people. There's still, and look, in Africa, in America, everywhere, they still have boot camps, gun training for the specific purpose of shooting black folk. And what you doing is you saying, is it even logistical for us to leave? Okay, look, man, it ain't logistical. Okay, it's not logistical to move millions of people. Okay, it ain't. It's logistical for your black ass to get on an airplane with your family, with your loved ones, with the children that you can save, and get them out of this danger. That's all. Because the danger is there. And if you don't think so, that's fine. When they knock on your door, not they knock on your door, when they kick your door open and they blast your ass, don't say nobody warned you. Okay? Don't say nobody warned you. It's that simple. Because I'm telling you, because the thing is this, you're going to say, Malcolm never warned me. You're going to say, Amos never warned me. You're going to say, Neely never warned me. But you can't say Oni never warned you. All right? So, again, I say, I do not think relocating to Africa would be easy. But I'm also not an international personality. I'm saying I got a regular ass bank account. I got a bank account that's not as good as some of y'all's. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. But look, I'm not really a fan of many, but I can give props when things are done correctly. Okay? That's what I'm gonna say. I say I'm not a fan of many. You know what I'm saying? Prince has a song where he says, I think when doves cry, that's the name of the song, where he's like, maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. And my thing is that, yeah, I'm kind of like that. Grew up in a single mom. Maybe I'm just whatever, right? Maybe I'm not too satisfied with a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. I'm gonna give props when things are done correctly. And so, brother Obadale Kambone, right? For instance, he left America and doesn't engage on Wazungu platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't engage. Like, he might be like, yo, man, just hit me up on my platform. A BB2 me, right? Hit me up on BB2 me. Don't hit me up on YouTube. And I'm saying that's props. You know what I'm saying? I mean, say what you want. That's props. He said, look, I'm gonna go to Africa. And look, a lot of people. I want some people in Africa. Y'all listening. Y'all in Africa. That's peace. You got family. Oh man, I'm gonna go rush to Europe. I'm gonna go get bombed on a freaking a ship. That's terrible. But like, don't even sweat it. Just build up Africa to the point where don't nobody saying, oh, I'm gonna go all the way down. I'm gonna get bombed in the motherfucking ocean. I'm just gonna Instead they're saying, I'm gonna go to that village that got that work going on, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. When I write this book, or I wrote this book, it's telling to you, look, this is how you develop yourself. Like Martin Delaney, actually. I think I might have actually read it. So you check out the other pro-black perspective where I read Martin Delaney's words, and he's like, look, if you have cash crops, half of your fields are cash crops, half of your fields are sustenance farming. Not only are you independent, but you making bank. Okay? Not only you independent, but you making bank. All right? With that bank you making, you can make investments into the infrastructure, into the business of your community. You can start hiring. Like, there's so much ways to advance yourself, right? Particularly when you have land and you have self governance. But there's so many ways to advance yourself. And if you're not taking up, and those are the real opportunities. This whole America thing ain't no opportunity. Like I said, they lynching people. They opening your doors. The police opening the doors and shooting people. Police. All right, so let me finish with I got two more, right? Two more tweets. The first, the second to last, or the penultimate, right? Is I think Malcolm is pretty excellent. Okay, I think Amos is all right, and nah, I can't really say much about Neely. Sorry, I gotta be honest. But these three things are pretty major, and their influence has a ripple effect that's weighing on African consciousness in general. So like I said, African consciousness right now is like an echo chamber. It's just, should we be talking about religion? Yeah, religion is so stupid. Like, first off, like I said, man, I put the book in power. I said, look, man, y'all need to stop talking about this. I didn't even say that. I said, look, if you want to talk about African spirituality, then go back to what spirituality we were practicing in ancient days. Okay, what was the spirituality of ancient Kennesu, right? Which some of y'all call Kush, some of y'all would call it Nubia. But who was the Necher of ancient Kennesu? Who was the Necher in ancient Egypt? Who was the Necher of like even to this day, like there's this brother named Adirafo, right? He would say in Ghana, in the Akan faith, you got Unyame. Unyame is the greatest, the highest, right? Unyame, if you look at the name, right, is derivative of Amun. Okay? Derivative of, so basically the and this goes on, like a sister was telling me that they're like one of the oldest names of a Necha in her faith, also was like Moon or something like that, Moon. But it's like all of it is based off of the reality that the African had in our story, Amun. Okay, even when the ancient Egyptians, right, the ancient Kemet, right, even when they were like, let's go back to our old faith, let's go back to our old faith. They went back to Amun. Okay, so it's like the whole, are we gonna be Muslims? Are we gonna, like you just repeating the same dumb for like a century. Like, what are you doing? Like, just if you want to go back to what you had, then let's like freaking open the book, see what you had, read it, engage it, and then let's make that a reality. Stop with this whole like oh man, like I can't even. But we're like, oh man, I'm so woke, I'm so like until you like this whole thing. Oh my gosh, you're gonna go to a gas chamber, and oh my gosh, you're gonna what's the other thing the guy said? Oh yeah, we're in the bottom of a slave ship. Like, then get the fuck out. Like, it ain't even complicated at this point. You know? Just get out. When you have something good on the continent, everything is gonna be good. But if you don't have anything good on the continent, then you wasting everybody's time. And I mean, it don't even gotta be the continent at all, really. Like, it just gotta not be under white government. Like this whole American vanguardism thing is so freaking backwards. Like, if Jamaica was popping, if IT was popping, like, things would still be good for African people worldwide. You understand? I mean, like, it's better on the continent, but like anywhere but America, it don't even, like, you can't even get things. Like, if you get things popping in America, like, because I'm saying they did it, they tried it. They was like, here's Black Wall Street. It was good for everybody, sure, and then they just bombed it. Like, America aerial bombed its own city. America dropped bombs from the sky on its own city. Like, do you not understand that? Do you not understand that they bombed? They like, and when I say bombed, I'm not like using no slang. I'm not, man, they shoot that ship was bomb or something. Nah, I'm saying they literally flew an airplane over an American city, their own American city, like their own tax-paying, you know, like just because it was black and successful. Like, and the thing is that, like, sure, they might do that same crap when you in Africa. Like, that's what you, oh my gosh, they're gonna bomb us if we're in Africa. No, motherfucker, they gonna bomb you in America. Like, what's wrong with you? Even when they had what, like Move Nine. Y'all know if y'all heard of Move Nine. Like, I heard about them, right? I mean, like, I met one of the sisters who was like, whatever. In Move Nine, they burned a freaking community in they burned their own community. I think they said, oh, well, the neighbors were saying it's a noise complaint. Like they burned their own community in the 80s, 1980s. You understand? They burned the whole neighborhood and killed like most of the people. I think there was like, I think it was like 9 survivors, and I think they then arrested them, and they arrested the journalist who's reporting on them, and he's still in prison. What's his name? If I'm getting my facts right, but I mean, you can look it up yourself. But what's that brother's name? Mumia. They arrested Mumia, and he's still in prison, and he's getting sick, and all that. And this is the country, and this thing is this is all legal where they are. But that's the freaking, come on, man, get out of here, man. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so uncritical, it's so unthinking, and it don't and like this whole, oh my gosh, we're gonna stay in America. I mean, like I said, they killed Malcolm. I mean, as far as I understand, they killed Amos too. Okay, but this is, and like come on, like I can't even. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even. Well, let's go on. And here's the thing: like, if you go to Marcus Garvey, they didn't kill Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey living. Oh, not living right now, but he just, he just said, okay, I'm going back to Jamaica. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? They didn't kill him in Jamaica. They just said, oh man, look, man, we don't want to listen to you, man. Oh, we gonna keep you on the wraps. But they ain't kill him. Anyway, let me go to this last one. So this is the ultimate tweet. All right. So the consciousness right now is very, very focused on the white American problem and how much the black American isn't up to a standard. And that's all well and good, but there's more to this world than white and black Americans. Okay, that's a typo. But anyway, there's a whole continent with riches. For example, there's a whole continent with riches. So this is what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like these theorists, they not even like about, like, if you look at Blueprint for Black Power, when I was reading it, I was just like, this dude just want to like transform America. Like every single chapter was like, yeah, if the black man in America did so, it's like that ain't even like you. And the thing is, it's like it's not even realistic. Like it's not even realistic. You're not going to transform. Like, you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff in America. But you wrote like a 500-page, 600-page book. Like, I write a 500-page book, sure. But it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what we did. It's what we do. It's like, I go back to the records. I say, look, like, for instance, Chancellor Williams will tell you. We had lodges back in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So lodges would be like your schooling system, right? So you have like the blacksmith lodge, which is like quote unquote secret society of black folk who study who study blacksmithing, right? I mean, you could say, like the authentic version of quote unquote Freemasonry, right? Or Mason or whatever, right? But the thing is this, you had lodges coming here in America too. And they got rid of them. But you have that in Africa. So what I'm saying is that if you have a tradition of self-education, self-empowerment that you've been taken away from, And instead, you're given this nonsense. You're giving these other people, these three theorists who are telling you, let's do some name calling, or the white American is such a big problem, and the black American isn't up to the standard, and the prime minister of Japan said this little, like what? Or Japanese school is like what? You know? Or like hold that. Like hold that. Uh, we have a continent with riches. What can we do about that? That's my question. Not well, this white American. See, he's a psychopath and he's killing us, and there's something wrong with him. Like no, no, no. Like this white boy's killing you because he can. Like if somebody ends up killing me, which I mean, some of y'all is so sensitive that this might be the y'all might put me on your list, right? But if somebody ends up like it's because they can. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope y'all get the jump on me, but it's because they can. Like that's all it is to it. And the reality is that if you in somebody else's nation, like they do what they want because you in their nation. Period. This is the white man's nation, and if you don't understand that, then go back to Garvey where he says explicitly, this is the white man's nation. Like do that. Do us that favor. But otherwise, thanks for listening. Like I said, I got the Book of Power. If you want real, like if you want something that don't give white folk too much credit, don't give license to speak down on black folk, don't promote American vanguardism. You want something that, and how this is different is that I'm gonna give black folk the credit, right? I'm gonna tell you this, not say give them, like I'm not gonna say, let's say it this way, I'm gonna show you what black accountability looks like. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do as a black individual. Okay, what you need to do as a black individual, not oh my gosh, look how these people messed us up. Look how they did this. No, they bombed the freaking city because that's their city. Period. Okay, you might be like, hey, no, it's our city because we don't. No, it's if you are on American territory, right, and you don't want to follow. I mean, and that's it. Like that's it. I'm not gonna say that they not following blah blah blah. But really, like if you really want to go on a Black Wall Street, or even like let's say this, there was a sister at the end of Rosewood. I mean, I ain't watched it. I think I saw a clip of her. She said one thing she learned from Rosewood, because the white boy asking her afterward, he was like, "What you learn?" And she said, "Never get surrounded by white folk." That's the one lesson she learned from Rosewood. Rosewood was just like Blackwood, just like Tulsa, Oklahoma, like another black independent community. She's like, just don't get surrounded by white folk. The thing is this: if you in America, you are surrounded by white folk. Period. So if the one lesson from Rosewood is don't get surrounded by white folk, don't get surrounded by white folk, then what are you doing in America? Come on. Anyway, Shemi Tep, thanks for listening, and deuces.